2009, parents and school officials in multiple locations, including South Carolina, formally challenged or restricted access to the book. Since then, it has become the most challenged book series in the 21st century, according to the American Library Association. Personally, these books have meant a lot to me over the years. I read the first book my senior year of high school. It was given to my younger brother as a Christmas gift. He wasn't too interested, so I read it. As someone who has struggled with reading my whole life, this is the book that transformed me into a reader. I was captivated by the story, the characters, the magical world. And as I grew into a young adult, the books grew with me. These books are so powerful and mean so much to a community. I even went at midnight to pick up books. And when I was married, the same year the final book came out in 2007, Michael and I pre-ordered 2 copies so we could both read at the same time. I am not the only one. The Harry Potter community, known as Potterheads, is wide and deep and filled with people of all walks of life. Fans have created organizations like the Harry Potter Alliance, now the Fandom Alliance, or Fan Fiction Alliance. They've created podcasts like the Gaily Prophet. They have real-life Quidditch teams, and University of Maryland is currently ranked #1. Fans have created some incredible fan art based on the characters as well. Needless to say, the Potter community has taken these books and created in real-life communities that live out the themes of the books: bravery, friendship, courage, love, and kindness. One of my favorite podcasts is Harry Potter and the Sacred Text. This podcast grew out of a real-life community. In 2015 at Harvard Divinity School, a class was developed called Harry Potter as a Sacred Text. Every Wednesday night, 30 to 60 people would gather for 2 hours to read Harry Potter using sacred reading practices like Lectio Divinae, Harvertra, it's the Jewish way of sacred reading, the 4 Alliances, which is a Buddhist way of sacred reading, and more. People gathered to read through the chapters, work in small groups to examine the text, and over time grew into a tight-knit community that celebrated birthdays and holidays together. Within a few months, people were asking them all over the world how they could join the class remotely. Through crowdsourced funding, they raised the seed money they needed, and the podcast was born in 2016. Casper ter Kuile, one of the creators of the podcast, grew up in a non-religious family and found themselves in divinity school learning how to understand the Bible. While it was interesting, Casper never really felt like it was theirs. But while on vacation, they picked up Harry Potter and started reading. Casper was comforted and felt drawn into the imaginary world once again. But the themes and questions that were in these books were so big. They were just as big as the questions found in the Bible. The same questions about love, fear, even death and resurrection. The difference was that Harry Potter books felt like theirs. It was a text they had grown up with and loved as a child. For Casper, treating Harry Potter as a sacred text wasn't that strange. In 2020, the author of Harry Potter posted a transphobic essay online. The podcast, who had harshly condemned the author many times, again responded to their community. They stated that from the beginning of the podcast, they were not interested in authorial intent. That, as a sacred reading of the text, it had nothing to do with what the author wanted. They talked about how they would no longer be supporting the author financially, no movies, no more visits to Universal Studios, and only fan-made merch. The podcast wrestled with how to move forward. Vanessa Sultan, the other creator of the podcast, describes herself as a Jew by heritage, an atheist by choice, and a chaplain by profession with a congregation whose text is Harry Potter. She knows that for some people, the author has gone too far and has tainted the whole experience of even reading the books. That some people need to cancel them from their life. And for others, the books still hold value and meaning. They aren't perfect, but the story still brings peace, just like ancient sacred texts. We treat texts as sacred to learn to treat others as sacred. What can we learn from the wonderful people at Harry Potter and the Sacred Text and the Potterhead community? I think we can learn that when a book is beloved and the author is problematic, we separate the art from the artist. We acknowledge the harm the author has caused and use this as a teaching moment, a way to point others to better, correct information. And most importantly, we support the community, not the creator. We love deeply the people, the fans who reimagine the story in new and inclusive ways. Sometimes cancel culture does go too far, like when it leads to banning books and silencing the stories of marginalized. And it can also serve a purpose when it is used to uphold authors' accountability for their harmful views. We should not ban books, erasing the stories from the page. We should use them to encourage conversations. We call out problematic behavior to help create change. Banning books shuts down opportunities to learn and think for ourselves. So this school year, I challenge you, go, build boldly the life that excites you. Love the things you love without abandon. And when you fail, because you will fail, not if, when you fail, keep trying. Keep searching for what is true, just, and kind. And most importantly, love deeply. As Albus Dumbledore explained to Harry why he was different from Voldemort, you are protected, in short, by your ability to love.
All right, if you'll turn in your hymnals to number 118, this is your gray hymnals. We'll sing This Little Light of Mine.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
And now to extinguish our chalice. Spoken by Emmett to Lord Business in the Lego Movie. You are the most talented, most interesting, most extraordinary person in the universe. And you are capable of amazing things because you are the special. And so am I, and so is everyone.
Build boldly. Keep trying. And love deeply.